whole caffeine thing isn't too bad. Like, I'll have it. It's making sure I don't go straight back to it. So like I kind of was feeling it. Like I was tired this weekend, and I was like, man, I could really use some caffeine, and I just have to deny myself so that I don't end up in that routine again and dependency. So yes, I can have chocolate. Yes, I should be able to have decaf coffee.
I think that's a good way
energy drinks.
That's a good way to do it. Is like if you're especially tired, you're allowing yourself to have it, but you're not becoming reliant on it. You know, it's kind of like how I am with like doing weed. Like there's been times where, because I do hit the Benjamin, I do eat the edibles. Not on my current budget. I've been out of edibles for like 2 months. But what?
I was gonna say, why the fuck are you saying Eddie Blaze? I always thought you said Eddie Blaze to kind of because you're kind of like
it's fun.
What you're talking about.
I'm having
as long as it's for fun.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you just mentioned
I'm
weed.
A silly,
but
whimsical
I know a lot of
guy.
people will say. Some people will say Eddie Blaze to try and like skirt talking about it directly. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait, but you literally just said weed.
Yeah, that's like I'll say Eddie Blaze and vacation juice are my two go-tos. Of just like, haha, silly, goofy ways to say, you know, because like
I get you.
I'll have weed, and then like there's been a few times where I've noticed I'll get high like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I'm like, well, okay, let's pump the brakes on that, and I'll take a tolerance break, and then I haven't gotten high in like a month. I might say, fuck
I'm pushing,
dude. Fuck.
I think I'm pushing about a month and a half or so too.
Oh yeah, congrats. For reference, I shoved Solace's face right into the fact that I was having coffee, and I feel bad about it. Before I hit record,
I
was like, I gotta go grab my coffee, and Solace is like, hey, fuck you. That does remind me, though. Did you see the video? There's a video going around TikTok of this mom who made a rum cake for somebody's birthday.
I'm so mad about
100 days sober, yeah. And
dude,
it's like,
the dude is dealing with sobriety from alcohol.
And you make a rum cake.
For most things that you use alcohol in cooking, it does burn off. But if you don't cook it long enough or burn it all off, time out. Can you hear my dog chewing it behind me?
Is that what that is?
So you can hear that?
Apparently. Oh, yeah.
He's had it all day, so he can go half an hour without it.
Damn.
Dude, I know you love this thing, but you're being a little bit too much right now. Get it back. I'm sorry, buddy. I know. Hey, I don't know if you should swallow that in, though. Kind of, but oh well.
But yeah.
What was this one? Speaking of?
Oh. The fucking the sobriety thing.
It cooks off, but even still, when somebody is trying to be sober, and this goes for anything, like hell, we've had these discussions with Ruby and everything about like you don't like put a sober friend in like necessarily like at a drinking party, especially somebody who's like been dealing with problems like that.
Yeah.
And even if they say no, it's okay. No, you as a good friend, you just don't do that. This is the mom and sister of this dude.
They were so nonchalant about it. They were like, "Oh, you're being overdramatic."
They were worse than that.
No, he's not. I think he's reacting very validly.
They were pushing him even to eat more.
My God, were they? I couldn't watch.
Yeah, you didn't see that ending bit of the clip?
No, I couldn't watch it.
It took me a while. I saw the first bit. I heard about it, seen the first bit a couple of times, and had to just pass on because, like, I already am like, dude, if I could be there for you, I would slap some women for you.
Yeah, Solace hits women. You heard it here first.
Absolutely, 100%. Those two are the most disrespectful people I've ever not ever, but like they're up there. That's so rough. So basically, he's sitting there, and they basically told him it's his niece's fucking birthday or something like that. The sister had bought or made rum cake with actual rum, so it has alcohol in it.
Yeah,
I think it was a couple 100 days sober. He's sober for a bit, but that also just implicitly shows that this dude has had problems with alcohol.
Yeah,
and he wants to be sober. He doesn't want to touch the shit. And look, I don't know the statistic, but I would say it's got to be in the high 90s percentage. It's known that people that go through rehab and they quit addictive and abusive substances, they almost always relapse at some point in time. It's the ones it's the ones that, a relapse is relapse and they get right back to sobriety that, do really well. Some relapse and then it takes them a while to quit again.
Yeah.
So you're gonna relapse most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely already. And of no choice of his own, eating the cake that his sister made for the niece's birthday with alcohol, knowing that he's doing sobriety to get away from alcohol. And then when he starts to have a panic attack and freak out once he knew that he is ingested alcohol, because it's a very mental thing that you're trying to work through. Addiction is incredibly mental. Yeah. There is a physical component of it, but most physical withdrawal symptoms of anything are out of your system within 2 weeks to a month after quitting. So to be multiple 100 days in there, it's not physical anymore. It's mental. It's routine. It's coping mechanisms is usually a lot of what people go to, which I have struggled with throughout years,
Mm-hmm.
And so to have that sobriety technically, because it is technically broken, I understand why people would say, oh, it was just a bite of rum cake. There's like a very minimal amount of alcohol in there. You don't understand what that does to you mentally, though.
Yeah.
Mentally, he has to restart his sobriety from day one.
Yep.
And he didn't even fucking know. And then the mom, who's like trying to figure out why he's freaking out, and he's not like getting loud or yelling at her or anything, but
he's pretty calm throughout at least part of it, right?
He's upset. You can tell he's upset, but he's not screaming or anything. But he's like obviously very upset with the sister. And when she's like trying to understand why, it seems like kind of like not 100% sure what's going on. And then it's kind of pointed out. So then she tries to grab some cake and put it in his mouth.
Oh my God. Yeah.
At the end of the video. And it's like, you're a horrible mother.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Support your children. That is the absolute worst, awful thing you could do. And if I'm that guy, like, that's absolutely a situation where you might not need to be in contact with them for a while until you're ready to come back.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
fucking, they don't. That's not what you do to somebody you care about, let alone like blood family that you're supposed to like be so loyal to,
And like, if it's something where you didn't know that they were going through sobriety, that is a thing that could happen. Granted, this is the family, but there was another example of, I don't remember which YouTuber it was, but like they were doing like a tasting thing, and one of the cakes had some kind of alcohol in it. And the other host didn't know that he was going through sobriety. I don't think they also knew that it had alcohol in it either. But like, or it might have been a drink. Yeah. This was a while ago. But like, the main thing was the other hosts and everyone else's reaction when they realized they'd fucked up was like extremely apologetic, extremely like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We didn't know we fucked up. Like, is there anything we can do? We're so sorry. They took it away from him and everything. And it's just a world of difference between that and this situation, because like that mistake can happen, and yeah, it still fucks up the sobriety and they still have to start from day one, but intention is pretty big, and you do have to do a lot of damage control to fix this, try and repair the situation as much as possible. But if you're not even willing to do that, you're not good people. I'm sorry. Because like with the hosts, it was like, oh my God, we fucked up. Big thing, admission of guilt. We screwed this up. We're sorry. Is there anything we can do to help? And this situation, they're just like, no, you're overreacting. Here, have more cake. Like, oh,
the way it was framed, from my knowledge, she did it on purpose.
No, she did it on purpose?
Yeah. Okay. Well, why would you make a rum cake for like a several years old, like,
because they're stupid. I don't know.
Well, possibly.
We do have to slap a big old allegedly on this one, but like,
yeah, it's allegedly from the things that I had read or the things from the TikTok is, now granted that's other people maybe allegedly thinking the same thing. It seemed like it was pretty like intentional that it was a rum cake for that birthday party just to get this reaction. Why like, I think they were trying to, maybe it was like a version of tough love where it's like, oh look, you had a little bit of alcohol. See, it's not that big of a deal. Like you're better.
Oh God, yeah, it's
that
possible.
is not how you show that.
No,
that
not
person
at all.
gets, it's their life. They get to dictate what they put in their body. Do not trick people like that.
Yeah,
it's like going up to somebody who's had a meth addiction and like somehow sneaking a tiny itty bitty bit of meth into some food or drink and something. Like, see, you had a little bit of meth and you're not, fully addicted again. See, you're fine now.
That's not how that works mentally. No, and it's like I saw some people in the comments being like, "Well, vanilla extract has alcohol in it," and it's like, well, that might be a little bit of reaching, but like one of the ingredients in this is literally rum. It's in the name. And, like, there are ingredients that have alcohol in them that you definitely should not use, i.e. rum. I feel like stuff like vanilla, that's such a trace amount. You don't really taste it. You don't get drunk off of vanilla extract, It's not. So there were some people where they were reaching a little bit on that one. But the point of the fact of the matter is you gave a person in sobriety a rum cake.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? What the fuck? Anyway,
Misha,
what's up?
Speaking of blood and being blood loyal, welcome on into the Bark Meowcast.
Welcome on in.
All of our blood loyal listeners.
Part of the cult of Broomby, the Puppy Gang, the Positivity Pack, the Fennec. I don't know what to call them. I don't know. The Fennec's Finest. That's a dictatorial. That's the Phoenix. God. I would call them the Phoenix Finest. That you have to bleep. I would call them the Phoenix Finest because that's like I'm proud of that name. I will ride that high. But the problem is that's like in the story that's a dictatorial army, so we can't really.
Yeah, I figured it
can't really call them that.
It's giving very authoritarian.
It's very authoritarian, but it's such a cool name.
You're a part of the Phoenix Finest.
The Phoenix Finest, because it's like the Royal Army.
The Phoenix are already the finest of the world, but you're the finest of the fine.
You're the finest of the fine, yeah. But yeah, so we gotta figure out. Well, we don't have to. Scout doesn't have a fan base, unless he does. He's got a fan base in my server. Apparently, a lot of people like Scout. So I've made a successful character that people like. I've done it. Anyway, I'm what?
I think he's based off of like a persona. Looks cool.
Yeah.
I should probably read.
Nah.
It's tough.
It is tough.
I still have the Wolf of Wintervale book I haven't read.
Did you ever read it? Did you ever read the smut piece?
No, I have. I know I have access to it. I just haven't got to it.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm never gonna expect you to like
Puppy Brain High.
That's the thing, dude. I want the weed that makes me puppy. Okay, I can't keep mentioning that every episode. I think that's like the third one in a row.
Showing the addiction. No.
Well, okay, yeah.
It's just it's a state. It's a state you can't achieve without it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's not like I want to like. Oh, I want to do it every night. I just like, man, I just kind of want to do it.
This is a great segue too. Straight into not even your drunkenness from Friday night is the same kind of like vibe.
Holy shit, dude! Oh, was that Friday? That was Friday, yes, because it was after
Friday.
It was after.
I was
after Argo's speed runs that he did. Shout out to Argo for speed running Dishonored, all collectibles, 100%. We're mentioning it right now, buddy. All collectibles 100%. Friday, he streamed it for Games Done Quick. I think it was their tech fix is what it was called.
It's called a hot fix, and it's basically just a showcase, which they used this specific hot fix to showcase a bunch of the fastest furs speedrunners, because that's what this was all in preparation for. Was the Fastest Furs Fall Fest charity marathon.
Yeah, and
which is hosted every year.
Argo was one of the runners. He ran the same thing, Dishonored, all collectibles. He ran that Saturday. And he did a really good job. Both the runs were really good. There were a couple of, stumbles, but like that's gonna happen when you're streaming to almost 1,000 people. But what
happens in the marathon?
Yeah, exactly. Because he kept his charisma the entire time. He kept everyone entertained. The chat was going off the entire time. We were all cracking jokes.
Mhm.
Granted, 90% of us in the chat knew each other, but we were all cracking jokes and having a good time. But so yeah, shout out to Argo for doing that. Super proud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a big thing about the difference between speedrunning on your stream and marathon runs is something goes wrong in your speed run is you reset. You don't reset during a marathon.
Yeah.
So you're going to see stumbles because there's a 99.9% chance during a marathon that you're gonna ever PB or run your world record, which of course me and Blake PB'd the year before, but that was just God RNG.
Wait, few years before? That was last year, wasn't it?
It was the year before, yep.
Oh, was it the year before? I thought it was like
no, so last year.
Oh, okay. We're saying the
this
same
event
thing.
has happened, so it's the year before, yes.
But the point
different word, same thing.
Solace was making, unless we want to keep talking about fastest first, because
I just want to tighten that bit up because we're not going to go into it. Yeah. I do have the number that they've raised over $17,000.
Let's go
towards Trans Lifeline.
Yes, very important nowadays.
Yeah,
always important, but especially important considering.
Wish it wasn't needed. Yeah, and I wish it wasn't needed. More so now than ever. But
yeah,
good charity. That's why I was, Argo, started speedrunning at the beginning of this year. Well, towards the beginning of this year,
it was like spring, April or
started
March.
Spring.
Yeah.
Only a handful of months into this, started it up.
It was like shortly after he started staying at home during his treatments.
Mm-hmm. To see him go from having to learn everything from the get, you have to learn all the tricks and then put it all together into a speed run to then performing on a GDQ hotfix and the fastest fall marathon. It's awesome.
I don't understand how he learned it so quick, dude.
He surprised me,
bro. He locked in, dude.
Because the difference between Gunfire Reborn isn't mechanical. There's not really tricks. It's more about
that's a roguelike, right?
Yes, it's much more about knowing what's optimal on the drops that you need.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of mechanical, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And so for him to learn how to do all those elevators and do all those tricks and stuff and put it all together in one run and then also learn a second category because he learned any percent and turned it into all collectibles.
I think he started learning all collectibles.
Another thing too.
Like 2 months ago. He just recently started showing interest in that run. Which, granted, a lot of it does overlap from any percent, but there are tricks, big differences. Yeah, there's a lot more you have to do. But yeah, so 17,000 for Trans Lifeline is crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of them. Shout out to JD Puppy, because I know them. And they're cool.
Yeah.
And I love
JD
them.
Puppy's cool.
JD Puppy, we got to have him on.
Mm-hmm. We do have to get him on. We can talk to Misha.
We could talk to him about fastest first.
Wait a minute.
Get him on the line.
Wait a minute.
Call him right now. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, he's gonna be way too busy for it.
He's at BLFC, yeah.
He's at MFF.
What? Do we do a live episode with JD Puppy?
That's what I was thinking. We could bring JD Puppy in.
Holy fuck, dude, I'm down.
But like I said, he's also a very important person that does a lot of things. So we would have to ask now. We would have to see if he would be down.
Yeah. We'll try and make that happen.
I just had that thought. Don't hold this to us.
No. So, speaking of sobriety, speaking of alcoholism, well, not alcoholism, that frames that in a horrible way.
True,
speaking of drinking,
yeah, I had some alcoholism on Friday.
Boy, did we. So, if you don't know, we're about to get into some sports stuff. Hang in there, I promise. We're going to try and make it. I know that most of the audience isn't into sports. If I said ground rule double, you wouldn't know what that meant. So the Mariners, the Seattle Mariners, I am a Washingtonian is what that's called. I live in Washington. I've lived here my whole life, so I'm not super big into sports, which means my default is the Seattle teams. Argo is very much more into sports than I am and has been rooting for the Mariners. The Mariners have not been in the playoffs since, I think it was 2022, and then before that it was 2001. They've never won the ALCS. Nope, I'm a liar.
Yes,
Hold on.
That's true.
No,
that's true.
Yeah.
They've never been to the World Series. So that means they've never won the ALCS.
Hey, this is my time You're stealing my story.
No, I'm trying to confirm
Stop
you
it.
were right.
I was right, but I said it wrong. That wasn't how I wanted to frame that.
Yes.
So everyone rewind your brains. You did not just hear the last 28 seconds. So the Mariners, the last time they were in the ALCS, which is the round before the World Series, was in 2001. Some of you may remember the name Ichiro. That's when he was on the team. And so you have to win the ALCS to get to the World Series. The Mariners have never been to the World Series. They are on a pretty good run right now. They are in the ALCS, but in order to get there, they had to face the Detroit Tigers, right? That's the one. Yeah.
The Kitties.
The Kitties. The round before the ALCS is a best of 5. So Mariners 1-2, yes. Tigers 1-2. Game 5. Games only go to 9 innings. Asterisks. So
Asterisk. Heavy
game
asterisks.
5, heavy asterisks. Game 5, it is 2-2, I think was the score in the 9th inning. And so,
well, they tied it up, didn't they? Oh, it was like they tied it up in the 6th or 7th.
It was like
right.
the 6th.
I was thinking about the other game. But yeah.
Yeah. So it is 9-9. No, it's 2-2 in the 9th inning. Jesus, not 9-9. That'd be a crazy game. And so, you know, we're sitting there. I have to do editing after this. I think Solace was going to stream after this. We both have things that we have to do. Mariners, pack it up. Let's hurry up and beat these guys, right? The 9th happens, nobody scores, which means the 10th happens. They just start adding innings until somebody wins. The 10th happens, nobody scores. 11th happens, nobody scores. 12th happens, nobody scores. Solace, light bulb above his head. Ding, big old fluorescent bulb. We should start drinking in between innings. He's like, you should start pulling from the Rumpleman's bottle that I've had since last New Year's. Not last year New Year's, but this New Year's. You should start pulling from the Rumpleman's bottle, Misha. It'll be so smart. Me, in the 12th inning, thinking that maybe there's going to be one more inning, right? I'm like, that's so smart. Already long. We should do 12 is already long. We should do that. That's so smart. I don't know what you were drinking, but I was pulling from the Rumpleman's.
I had gone up to the gas station and bought 5 different shots. 3 of them were Fireball, or I think they were Fireball. And 2 of them were some 100 proof. It's just like Rumpleman's, but it's different. It wasn't peppermint flavored.
Okay.
I can't remember if I actually, because I also had a drink as well, but I can't remember if I was drinking that or not. I don't remember. No, I did. I did at some point, but I can't remember if I was done with the shots yet at that point. Because I was like, we didn't join until the 6th.
It was the 5th or the 6th, because the game started right when Argo was doing his run.
I started watching the Mariners box score when Argo started his run on the GDQ hotfix, and it was in the 3rd. We came in to see the Mariners tie the game up, so somewhere around the 6th.
Yeah.
So we waited about 3 innings, and I was like, I might start drinking, and then I started heavily drinking.
I remember now. The Mariners had 1. They had like 1-0. And then we saw them switch in a pitcher, and Argo goes, "This is horrible. This guy sucks." The guy throws a ball and then immediately throws a 2-run home run. Tigers in the lead. And then the Mariners ended up scoring another run later on. And then we end up in this tie. 12th inning, Solace, light bulb. We should start drinking. So I'm pulling from the bottle. In case you don't know what in between innings there's 12, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's top and bottom of each of those. Haha, get the bottom jokes out of your head. Top of the first, bottom of the first, top of the second, bottom of the second. So in between those is the middle. So we were drinking at the middle and after the bottom before the top. So the 12th inning happens. I pull from the bottle. Middle of the 12th, pull. The 13th inning, nobody has scored. Pull. Middle. Pull. 14th inning, nobody has scored. Pull. I tell Solace, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. Middle of the thing, feeling it. It was that quick.
Yeah.
Pull.
I remember you're talking about it because I was starting to really feel it at that point because somewhere around the 9th inning, I took my first shot because at that point in time,
you started earlier than I did.
Yeah, but I just at that point where I was like, I'm not gonna make stream at this point. We're gonna. I am having too much good fun with my friends right now. I need to just like I'm gonna start my drinking because I planned on drinking Friday night. I hadn't drank in again like 2-3 weeks or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll have some drink. Yeah. Yeah,
Fucking,
that started happening. So I
so,
started taking my shots kind of in between the innings as well. Not
yeah,
pulling like you were. We didn't have a drink at the time.
I
I
will
actually
say,
originally was trying to be evil. I actually said you should drink for every hour or something like that.
oh God, did you? I don't remember you saying that.
I
I
was
would have
well, yeah.
died.
I said it in a joking manner because I knew you weren't going to do it because it would have like leveled you.
Not if the game
But
ended when it was supposed
you
to.
said you said it went
Yeah.
from you went from like a half to like a quarter of that bottle,
Yeah,
which
I've
is
got like a quarter of that bottle left, dude.
that's plenty of Rumplemans to get you
Yeah.
feeling
Um,
froggy.
and so speaking of Froggy, but we'll get
Yeah,
back to
wait,
that.
that's something we can talk
But
about. Yeah.
so bottom of the
Slaps belly.
God, she's so fucking funny, dude. The CEO of
Dude.
Tylenol was such a good description for her. But no.
Jesus
So
Christ.
we must stay focused, brother. We must
Yes.
stay focused. Middle of the 14th.
Speaking about Tylenol.
Poll.
Yep.
Bottom of the 14th. Poll. This is starting to feel like one of those like shotgun competitions where you're like skeet shooting. There we go.
Yep, ski shooting, yep.
Top of the 15th. Still no score. Middle of the 15th. Poll. These polls are getting bigger as the night goes on. I'm becoming
the more drinking
resistant.
you do.
The Rumplemans is becoming water. Okay?
Yep. Just tastes like a candy cane instead of a candy cane that burns.
Finally, the Mariners score in the bottom of the 15th. This number doesn't even feel real. Okay? Games aren't supposed to last this long. We almost watched an additional game of baseball. So, of course, I took, a celebratory poll. And so I got fucking cranked that night, and that was not the intention. Editing, that's why the video came out on Sunday, by the way, if you go watch my YouTube, if you haven't. That's why that video came out Sunday and not Saturdays, because I was shit-faced Saturday night and in no business of editing. So, so not planning on getting drunk. The Mariners decided to milk that one. What's crazy is, like, yeah, the score was 3-2, but it was still, like, one of the best games of baseball. Like, it was just
considered one of the best.
It was a pitching showdown the entire time.
Because it's not that there wasn't base runners. There were multiple times on both teams where there was leadoff doubles or a single that led to like a pass ball that ended up, the guy moved from first to second, no out, and nobody scored.
Yeah, they would
the pitching would give up mistakes and then lock it in.
Yeah, they would have like somebody in scoring position. For those of you out there, that means somebody on second and or third, and then boom, double play. And it's like, oh, we're never getting out of this game, are we? And then finally, the Mariners hit it past the first baseman into the outfield, and that was enough time to get the guy on third in to score. So anyway,
yeah, the bottom of the 15th went really well for the Mariners, and they kind of got. But I mean, so the biggest thing here was all of the pitching on both sides was like used up. So you're getting to the point where they're scraping at the bottom of the barrel, and somebody was gonna give up that mistake. And luckily for the Mariners, they were not the ones.
I'm convinced they started making up names and just like putting mustaches on people, dude. Some of the Bizardo, who the fuck is that? Like. And apparently he's like one of the Mariners starters, which was weird for him to come in so late in the game is because he's a starter. Basically, how baseball works is you have your starter pitcher and then you have your relief pitcher, maybe a third pitcher, I think. And then anybody after that is just like backups of the backups. You have multiple pitchers. We were getting to the point where they were starting to put in other starting pitchers instead of they'd run out of their relief pitchers.
There's no relief. You only have so many relief pitchers because you're expecting your starter to go 5-ish innings every day, every game. So you only need another 4. So usually you have 4 to 5 relief pitchers.
The guy
just went 15 innings.
The guy on the Tigers, I don't remember his name. It was like, it wasn't Skeeter, but it was something like that.
Skeen or something. I know what you're talking about.
Argo's probably screaming at us right now. But the thing is, he threw, 14 strikeouts in the first 6 innings?
Oh, yeah. No, he did 13. He got 13.
13, okay. Like,
but it's still ridiculous.
That
like,
is,
he was killing it.
That's like backyard baseball numbers, if that sums it up for anyone out there. That's insane. Like, that's good in backyard baseball.
What's crazy is I think if I remember seeing the highlight correctly, that was the second time he did it.
Yeah.
In this series. So that means in like game 1 or game 2, he also struck out like 13 of the freaking Mariners.
Yeah.
So this guy was playing his freaking heart out, and his team couldn't get it for him.
No.
So the Mariners are just a little bit too tough, a little bit more ready and willing to win, and they're now in the ALCS.
I've seen a few people say it where like if they would have kept that pitcher in for the 7th inning, I don't know if the Mariners could have won.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because nobody can tell the future. Because theoretically, you never know the next. He goes in the next inning, and the first pitch he gives up a home run, and suddenly it's tied. You know, just like the guy did. But like, same thing is you just don't know. You can never predict these things. It's always if
obviously
you swap them out and they throw zeros for the next 3 innings. Awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they took him out in the 6th because the game was supposed to be over 3 innings later.
Yeah,
but
the guy gave up the guy gave up 1 run to let the game get tied. So it's not like he did a bad job.
No,
especially in this day and age. So when I started baseball in 2011, you would see a lot closer 2-3, 3-4 score lines in baseball, and nowadays in baseball. I think it's just due to coaching and how much more batters can be prepared for pitching using like AR, like they've got the virtual reality pitching things, and they can literally show a program that'll mimic that shows and can mimic the arm slot that a pitcher can throw out of, because that changes everything on how you can read a pitch.
That does.
So you can do it per pitcher and how they specifically pitch. That allows you to get way prepared. You can face those that their batting practices are so much more efficient because of this. And so the scoring has gotten higher. You can also talk about the juice balls. They say the balls change every year, and some are easier to hit home runs on with or not. Depends, whatever. I don't know enough about that stuff. But the concept being here that it was 2-2 through 15.
Yeah.
The pitchers were just pitching. And the batters just weren't doing enough. But
a 15-inning game happens. We used a shit ton of pitchers. And a day and a half later, because this game went on way too fucking late. It was 10 p.m. for P&W, dude. It was late for everybody.
I was going to say, I remember seeing 2 or 3 a.m. that morning.
Yeah, God. There were people
like... Because we were also talking and hanging out for a while after.
We were, yeah. But no, so... A day and a half later, they had to go face the Blue Jays in the ALCS. So, of course, all the Blue Jay fans, super cocky on TikTok. I am eating this up, by the way. Super cocky on TikTok, being like, oh, well, all of this celebration just to lose to the Blue Jays. They beat the Blue Jays game 1. I think it was like 3-2. It was another kind of close one. And game 2, 10-3 Mariners. And both of these were away games. Both of these happened in Toronto. So now they're flying to Seattle to play some home games. ALCS is best of 7, by the way, so we still have to win 2 more games. Anything can happen, but it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's 2-3-2. The away or the team with best record, or like how they're positioned. So assumably the Blue Jays, they either won their division and also had a better record than the Mariners. So they get their home field advantage, which means you play the first 2 at home and you play the last 2 at home, because you're expecting to win 1 of your home games at the first 2, and you're expected to try and win 1 of the 3 away games, giving you the last, at the very worst, if your team's really underperforming, giving you at least the last 2 games at home to hopefully come back. To lose the first 2 and then have to play 3 away is about worst case scenario you can be as a Toronto fan. And this is coming off a pretty dominant shellacking of the Yankees.
What
the
did
Blue
they beat
Jays
the Yankees? What was the record in that? What was the record in the Yankees?
Well, I think it didn't go to game 5. It was only 4 games.
Oh shit.
If I'm correct.
I think I remember seeing something about that. While you're Googling that, there's been an account that has been doing tarot card readings for all of the playoff games.
Yes.
The Mariners, they did the 5-game series, and they've done the 2 for the Toronto Mariners. They have been correct 6 out of 7 of the readings. I'm starting to believe, Solid. I'm starting to believe.
Yeah, no, it's very hopeful, but there's way too many. This is why it's very important
Yeah,
to
anything
remember.
can
Like,
happen.
there's been many and many and many teams that have come back because there's still 5 games left, and that's
oops.
You've only got to win 2. All you got to do is win 2, but they have to win 4.
They could just as easily turn around and win 2 in a row, and we're back. You know,
they could absolutely do it.
I just man, I just want them to get to the World Series at the very least, because like the Mariners as a franchise have never been. They are the only team that has never been to the World Series. There's multiple teams that haven't won it, but the Mariners just haven't been there at all. And I think this is the team that can do it. I say as a bandwagon fan. Well, not really, because I've always liked the Mariners. I just haven't super duper cared about baseball until now.
I'm still, dude, Google's such a dog shit.
Google's so good.
Now.
Bro, Google, just chat GPT it, man. That's what all the kids are doing. This is a joke. I do not endorse that.
Yeah. No, I will say, it was only 4 games. Okay. So this is why Toronto was really feeling it. 4 games to beat the Yankees. Game 1 was a 10-1 shellacking.
Jesus.
Game 2 was a 13-7 shellacking.
Jesus.
Game 3, the Yankees won 9-6. So that's still a pretty big win, but 9-6 is again the lowest differential between the 3 games at that point. And then game 4 was only a 5-2, which is still a pretty dominant win for Toronto. But that's the thing. That's to say that in 4 games, Toronto scored what? 23, 30...
Jesus.
32, 37 runs? That's ridiculous.
That is insane, yeah.
To then go into the Mariners, and I don't think they've scored 6 runs yet. 4 runs yet?
Because it was 10-3. I think they're up to 5 runs. I don't know.
We talked about baseball a lot longer than you expected.
We did. We've lost all of our fans. They've all unsubscribed. A little bit. I get it. I understand the appeal. I don't think I'm going to sit down and like pay attention to the entire season because it feels like every single goddamn day there's a game. But like, it's not like with football, you watch it once a week. With baseball, there's like, what, 170,000 games? 162? Oh my god, it's even higher than
162 in the regular season. Yes.
That's insane.
That's why I liked baseball for the majority of my adult life so far, is because working 2 jobs over 60 to 70 hours a week, 1 football game, especially because I always worked weekends too at the gas station and shit like that.
Yeah.
I, instead of trying to catch 1 football game, especially for a team that has been awful for the most part,
could be the Jets.
I could catch the box score or listen to a lot more Cardinals games.
That's fair,
because of their availability.
Yeah.
And there's also a way easier chance for me to go watch them, to find time off to go down to St. Louis to like watch a game, because there's 162 of them.
Yeah.
Well, obviously that's not all home, but
but
still, that's the whole point though. But yeah, that's why it's like you don't have to watch every single game of a baseball season. It's just nice that there's plenty of opportunity to do so.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I mentioned you mentioned Froggy. We could
just
talk
happened
about
that. It was funny.
It was funny.
It's funny that you come off like one of your biggest collabs that you've ever done. And then Argo was on GDQ Hotfix, which has almost just shy. And when I say just shy, like 5 or so less of 1,000 viewers at its peak.
It got close. Running.
That's insane.
So
we got the two. We got the poppy for couple here.
The poppy for Jesus. I don't feel like it was a collab. Like obviously it was on paper, but it was just like it was playing Peak with friends, and like
it's good.
I got to meet Froggy. That was super cool. That was a last minute addition.
Yep.
Papa Mutt was just like, "Hey, Froggy wants to join. Is that okay?" And Cass is like, "Yeah, we got the mod. It's all good. They can join." They were both not sober.
If they were very streaming, it would have been a very big difference.
Oh my god. That's the thing is like we still ended up with like 130 something viewers, I think.
It was
like,
quite a bit
between Cass and I, yeah. But
didn't Papa get done doing like a baking stream or something?
He was doing a baking stream with they were like drinking wine. was like a bunch of VTubers. They were drinking wine, and I think Papa Mutt took an edible between that and our stream. And so
yes,
it
was stated that Froggy at some point had taken an edible, and that
Froggy
Papa took one with Solidarity, which is a very, if you know Papa Mutt's content, and if you've seen them play
totally
and hang out together,
motivation for that.
They, well, I was gonna say they didn't need motivation, but if Froggy does something like that, Papa usually is like, "Fuck it, let's go!" Like, all right, it's a party.
It was like
so.
That was the first time I'd ever talked to Froggy. I've seen Papa Mutt and Froggy like do stuff together because they are good friends. And so it was so funny because Froggy joins the call, and we heard from Froggy because it took us like an hour to get started. Last we heard from Froggy was they had ordered noodles, and so Froggy joins the call, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, guys. The noodles got here, and I went down the stairs, and I got the noodles, and I just sat on the stairs and ate them all." She was like, "I didn't even make it back up the stairs before I ate them all. I was so hungry."
Dude, how good were those edibles? God damn. She's Canadian. They probably got some good shit.
Oh, shit. Is she? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I thought she was... Never mind. I was going to make this stupid. I thought... the joke was backwards, where it's like, I'm a lesbian. I thought you were American. I was going to try and make that joke, but I fucked up. Editing, Misha, keep it in. Let the people know.
I don't think they own a Subaru, if that's what you're saying.
I own a Subaru. No, it's fucking... Papa Mutt finally joins, and he's like...
To start off with it, Cass took for fucking ever to get everything going.
Oh my god, yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, obviously no hate to Cass. They were having problems with the TTS thing, and you know, they were the ones that put this whole collab together. So, but I was just sitting there by the end of it, and I was like twiddling my thumbs, and I was like, how else can I stall chat? Before we do the call.
Yeah, because the thing is though, and I knew this is like, I knew you were getting like, I don't want to say upset or annoyed by any means, but it's like the collab is start, like we're supposed to be, we gotta get going at some point, right?
Yeah.
But this is also, so Cass was trying to fix a new TTS dog model they got, which is super cute. But I also, after hearing that both Froggy and Papa had edibles,
dude, they didn't.
I was like, they aren't starting anytime soon, anyways.
Yeah, it took like 30 or 40 minutes. They are the call.
Very. So I don't like watch Papa Mutt. I don't watch Froggy. I don't watch any of them too often, but I have come across some of their clip videos. You know, people have clipped their streams and stuff.
Yeah.
Of like, so Zentreya getting zooted, or Froggy and Papa getting zooted. And then there's a lot of Froggy videos where, zooted or not, Froggy says the darndest things, is the way I'll say it.
Yeah.
Which leads into this very well, too, what you were going to finish up with. So I'm aware, and that's how I know she's a Canadian, because some of the conversations involve normal stuff, and then off the wall shit. You're like, wait, what?
What? Yeah.
And
dude,
so
yeah,
you got that experience after Cass finally got their shit together, and then they finally wrangled Froggy and Papa together, and finally got him in the peak.
Oh my god, yeah. It took
getting him in the Discord is one thing. Getting them into peak is another thing.
I want to say I sat with chat vibing for like a half hour. Cass joins. Yeah. We're sitting in there for like 10 to 15 minutes, just Cass and I. Well, closer to 20 minutes. No. It was closer to like, I think we finally got onto the peak menu with everybody that is joining at like the 50-minute mark of the stream. And then we spent another like 25 minutes just in the airport. I should know, I'm editing this video right now. Not right now, but like, you know. It's just so fucking...
Yeah.
It's just like, we gotta play the game eventually, guys. We gotta...
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super cool, because Papa Mutt and I have been friends for a few years now, and like, we haven't ever like played any games together, or like, we always talked about it. We're like, hey, you know, I should have him on for a video, or we should play games together, or, you know, XYZ. That man is so busy, and I don't want to be a bother. And, you know... The good old mental health of just assuming everyone hates you also doesn't help, but...
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so... But yeah, we finally got to do that.
It is, like, even with Cass, like, I've known Cass for years at this point. But between they do a lot of their maker streams and they have their own like, they've got their people. Everybody's got their own little circle of people that they play games with and do things with.
Yeah.
Between that, other plans and stuff, we've just never really figured out a time to hang out. I feel like I have. If me and Cass have played, it's like really early on, but probably not. But no, it's good to see that you got to at least hang out, and then of course the viral clip. That should be a viral clip.
Editing Misha,
yeah. Billy.
Editing Misha put it in.
Froggy, this is the crew. This is Froggy. This is my goat.
Can you, if I put my mic really close to my tummy and I slap it, can you hear the noodles?
I would like to apologize. This is not my goat. This is not my frog. I want to go ahead.
What's crazy is that wasn't even the most out-of-pocket thing from that night.
No.
There was so much worse said. We were on Alpine, and I ended up on the wrong side of a cliff. Oh, I was
gonna say, this was my favorite point.
I'm gonna vouch and say that I was on the right side because my side
you were on
looked
the right
so
side.
good going up. But I wanted to be part of the group because I'm streaming with a bunch of streamers, and it's a lot funnier if we're all together. And so I was like, hey guys, I'm on the wrong cliff. I think I'm above you guys. I'm over here. And I just hear Froggy in the distance. Well, good for you. And I was like, damn, okay.
Multiple times because that's Froggy. It's well, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. It's like,
I was just like, what the fuck did I do? Damn, okay.
No, because I was sitting there, I was on a Discord call, and you were doing your little collab.
Yeah.
And I was trying to watch a little bit because I wanted to see how that went. And then I do remember at that point, I can't remember why I was able to focus in at that moment, but you go up this one side. I'm like, Misha needs to get all of them to come over. Like, he's definitely going the best way. And then they start yelling that because I actually thought Froggy had died, but I guess Froggy wasn't dead.
I just kind of assumed that either Papa or Froggy was dead.
They were that is the thing, and maybe we should do that one time. Let's plan it for like November. Let's do a high peak night where the first time when we start peak, we take Benjamin or edible, and we see how we get to the end.
I'm down.
By the end of it, we're just like,
You know what's crazy? We were on Ascent 4, Solace. I don't know if you were there for that.
Wait, that was Ascent 4?
That was Ascent 4.
That's ridiculous. What?
Yeah.
And Papa Mutt clutched it?
Yeah, because, well, spoilers. I'm kidding. But no, because we played on Ascent 4. Originally, Cass was saying Tenderfoot. I was saying Tenderfoot. Froggy, and I quote, I want it hard. I want it hard. I want it so hard. So we ended up playing Ascent 4 for Froggy. Again, wow. That was not the most out-of-pocket thing. She said that entire night. The whole stream was just out of pocketness. I don't even know if there was a pocket to begin with, man.
Are you doing like a light edit, or are you doing like a very
heavy
crazy? Because I was gonna say, do I need to like watch the whole VOD?
I might do
from like when you start
a heavy edited VOD, and then one where I just upload the whole VOD untouched. Maybe I'll do like the VOD untouched as a private video and link it in the heavy edited one. Because I don't want to I don't want to have that like take up, the heavy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just need a separate channel for VODs. But also, I don't know how to do that automatically, and I'm boomer, and I don't want to deal with that. Certified unk, apparently, according to TikTok. But anyway, point being, so much fun. I definitely something I want to do in the future. Froggy was a delight to get to meet, and I see why Papa likes him so much. That was just out of the blue.
It's one of those like. The shit that they say, I'm like, God, I think it would be very fun to hang out with them. But it's just one of those things like
against my tummy and slap it. Can you guys hear the noise? And then just like for the next 5 minutes, for the next like 20 seconds, you just hear just the sound of slapping. It was so fucking funny.
It's like, I know all these people, like, either through you or other friends that know people. It's like, man, I would love to get to know those other people, but I can't. Not until something happens that allows it to be natural.
Yeah, you can't just, like, force that sort of thing.
I will ask this time, because I definitely... I think you have a little bit more in with Papa Mutt. You gotta at least let me say hi to Papa Mutt if he's at MFF, which I assume he's gonna be.
He's not gonna be at MFF. He doesn't go to that many.
No,
he doesn't go to that many furry cons.
I
He's more on the VTuber Twitch cons side of things.
Yeah,
and then he bitches about
it. So stop. Just call him a VTuber from here on out.
Just call him a just chatting streamer. Like, he loves when you call him that. That's his favorite thing.
Oh, you're just a chatting streamer.
He hates that. 90% of
call him a react streamer.
A react streamer. Oh my god. Streamer. Furry XQC. I'm kidding. I wouldn't even go that far. That's not
you
funny.
Don't even, well, you could use the better react streamer than XQC. Ugh.
That's the joke. Is like there was one time where Papa did get up and like walk away while one of my videos was playing as a bit, of course, but like, he was like, guys, I'll be right back.
all right, you guys will entertain yourselves, and remember to use your Prime subs.
Use your Prime subs. Hit that like and subscribe. That notification bell. That's YouTube, but yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Though. I did. I had a blast.
You got to enjoy.
Yeah, people. I did. Got to enjoy
it's
people. Got to meet new people.
Because I screwed off my stream Friday.
Yeah,
I only did a very short stream on Saturday. I forget why. I almost didn't stream on Saturday. I kind of had I want to call it a breakdown, but I had like maybe it was like a small bit of depression. I wasn't doing the greatest this week, and
I'm sorry.
That's why I actually really enjoyed Friday because like I wanted to stream. I almost didn't. Like I was already procrastinating streaming, and then I had a really good night with everybody.
Yeah,
hanging out, just watching the game. Well, watching Argo, then watching the game with y'all.
We also hung out Saturday, right? Because you were there for his fastest for his run.
Because so that was the thing with Saturdays. Like I wanted to start streaming Resident Evil 4 Remake, but then I knew I hadn't realized and didn't realize it was this Saturday that Argo did his fastest first. So I was like,
oh, okay.
Well, I don't want to be streaming during Argo's fastest first appearance. So then I came up with the idea of I'm just going to do a couple hours in Mega Bonk and then raid in the fastest first. So I did that. And then we hung out then. And then I was supposed to stream on Sunday. But I won't lie. Sunday, I just wasn't feeling it. I was still feeling just not great. So I didn't do anything Sunday. And then I was even more off yesterday. So I didn't do anything yesterday. And then I don't stream typically on Tuesdays. So I guess I'll stream tomorrow.
There you go.
I'm feeling better now. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it. I just, the energy, the motivations to do anything just wasn't there.
Brains are weird, dude. Sometimes it happens. It's like, you can wake up one morning and be like, I'm literally God. I can't be stopped. Like, I'm the best in the world. And then the next morning you wake up and it's like, what's the point? Why am I even getting out of bed? I'm useless. And it's like, one, can we have an in-between day between those two things? And two, like, what changed? What's different? You know? And shit like that just happens. You just gotta look forward to the better days.
I was trying not to beat myself up over it too much. I was just like, you know what? Obviously, I've been really good since like August. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I don't want to beat myself up about it. I needed the space, the time, so I took it. Yeah. And we will just get back on that horse as soon as possible.
There you go. And if you ever need someone to message about that, message somebody else. I'm probably busy. I'm kidding.
That's why I figured.
No, I'm kidding. Reach out.
Pray to Broomby.
Yeah, I'm watching Max's playthrough of Tunic, and he got to the point where, like, you learn how to pray. So it's to the point of the game where as soon as you find something new, it's like, I should pray. It's like, the Christianity run. I love Tunic.
Yeah. This is that is like a big opening part to the game.
It is, yeah.
So
speaking of Tunic, that's what I'm streaming today.
Oh,
wait, I'm starting the swordless run. We're doing it on stream today.
You have to save all of the VODs to put those together for a video.
Yeah. I need to
You really should.
I need to figure out what I'm doing with the West Garden boss. And that's one of the things I'm going to open up with. Because he cannot be hurt by the stick. So my two options are get a shit ton of firecrackers, which is going to take a lot of grinding and a lot of money, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm hoping chat is okay with option B, which is I get to use the sword for one fight. But also that kind of breaks the rules, you know?
No, it absolutely breaks the rules. You gotta come up with something else.
Or
is it other magic or bombs or something?
Yeah, the problem is he's resistant to fire. He does get frozen, but that doesn't hurt him. So my two options are freezing him, because I'm allowing myself to use the magic dagger because it does no damage, and firecrackers because there's some bosses that you can't just stick them to death. But
the big thing is I wouldn't call it a stick only as much as I'd call it as no sword.
Yeah, I put swordless on my description.
Swordless. Right.
Or on my
good luck with that.
Thing. Yeah, thank you. It's just like I have to be patient, and I'm bad about that. Oh, speaking of, I finally faced an actual like boss in Hollow Knight. It was the one that's in the soul area, not sword. The soul area. Sanctum? Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
It's off the City of Tears.
Yes.
Wait, did you fight? Did you fight like one of the main bosses?
Yeah. He like flew in from the back, screamed, did a whole like soul thing. I got an achievement for it.
Oh wait, I think I was watching you do that actually.
Oh, were you?
I think I was lurking.
Proud to say that only took 3 tries.
I was gonna say I think I was upset because that took me longer than so I felt emasculated.
Bro, I was pissed off that there was a phase 2. Because everyone was like, haha, phase 2, and then it happened, and everyone's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it was I remember struggling and dying several times at the beginning on the first phase. And then I got a good run and I'm like, oh, I beat him. Awesome. And then he comes back and slams through. Yeah. And I was like, no. But I won't lie. That one didn't take me too long. I think it only took me maybe 5 or 6 tries. It wasn't too bad. But that is the first not necessarily. See, you can do the game just like Tunic and stuff. Like you can go out, you can go basically wherever you want.
Yeah.
If you have certain equipment, or do increasingly difficult. There's almost you can almost do everything if you do increasingly harder tricks to get around shit that you're not really supposed to. You'll find that out like the more you think about it. But that one is like the first real. I think for most people, that's their first boss with a second phase.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, this is gonna be a thing now, huh?
That was one of the things where like mechs kept challenging the siege engine over and over and over again. And I was like, can I
not knowing how to dash?
Can I mention something? And he's like, go for it. And I was like, you can come back to this. You might want to go do something else for a little bit. Dink around a little bit, figure yourself out.
I did learn that. And Max loves Outer Wilds, so hopefully you think about that. Is like if you get caught on something, go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's
Hollow Knight's like, really good about that too.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm doing my best not to give him spoilers, and I'm only answering questions when he asks. But sometimes I'm like, hey, buddy. Because he finally beat the siege engine, and if I'm gonna mention something, it's something he already knows and may have forgotten, because the siege engine does that like death laser thing where he just like quickly scans over the whole area.
Yes.
And it wasn't until after the boss that I was finally, because I mentioned it before, I was like, is there anything you can do besides getting behind cover about that death laser? And he's like, I don't think so. And so after he beats the boss, I was like, by the way, you could have rolled through the laser. And he was like, what? And I was like, did the manual say anything about rolling in dust? And he checks it again, and he's like, the invulnerability, because you get iframes when you roll.
Yep.
So kinda with that death laser, you gotta roll through it, which makes 0 sense, but game logic, you know?
Game logic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with same thing with like Hollow Knight is very Tunic-esque in that sense. Is like you can come across bosses kind of honestly before you're really supposed to.
Yeah.
And I could comment more about that later. Actually, I think you found it. You fought the Broodling Mog or whatever, Mauling or whatever it's called. Brood Mauling or whatever it's called.
The what?
It jumps from the background into the foreground and shoots a bunch of shit up in the air.
No.
I swear you fought it. I swear you found it. I don't think you beat it, though.
Maybe. If I found it, I don't remember. The only boss that's jumped in the foreground from the background, I think, was that thing in the Soul Sanctum. I think. I don't know. But yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, like, with Hollow Knight, I keep forgetting I have the Biden Blast. I gotta use that more. The sideways
spells. I mean, that's the beauty of that game is it's very up to what you do. You can be very spell heavy. You can be very just nail heavy.
I
Same
just
thing.
like,
That's what I say. So there's bosses you can run into that you're probably just there's no levels, but like
yeah,
there's more power-ups in the game that you can go get, and if you come back to, it's going to be a lot more doable or just
yeah,
straight up easy to do.
Because I upgraded my nail, so you can like upgrade your sword.
That helps.
Yeah.
Yes. I will say, like, that's the beauty of Hollow Knight to me has been the fact that I know I spent over like half the my playthrough, which was like 40 some hours, by the way. So like 20 hours or more of it, I didn't really know what I was doing, why I was doing it, and I wasn't exactly going after objectives. Because once you learn where those you see the three things marked on your map, the dreamers or whatever, because you fought one already. I think.
Oh, is that what? I don't think I have.
Well, you would have gotten this already, but there's some things to go fight and do.
Yeah.
You can go to them and do them, but you don't have to. And so I did I'm very used to Metroidvania, so I'm like, if I don't have to immediately go to something, which like typically Metroidvanias are more, hey, go do this boss, get this power up so you can go do more things.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight, and there's a trend with some other games, I think, that are a little bit more open and there's multiple ways to get to different things. So I spent like that first 20 some hours just going around and doing shit, exploring stuff, getting extra stuff, which gave me obviously more survivability, which has made the game, like, I wouldn't call it easier by any means, but obviously, like there's the mask pieces, right?
Yes.
Have you gotten a full one yet?
No.
Okay. Do you
should I have one by now?
Do you? No. Well,
did you have one by now?
Hard to say. I don't know. I was really bad at collecting those. I won't
Apparently
lie.
I am too. Yeah.
Well, I watched somebody do their speed run to do their playthrough on YouTube, and the motherfucker I don't think ever got a full mask.
Oh.
Which means they did the entire game incredibly
with
harder
only
than
5 health. Oh my
to
god.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you understand its health, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so yeah.
As opposed
you
to
didn't, but
what else would it be? Because it's the 5 masks, right? That's your HP bar. You get hit, it goes down.
So yeah, it's funny that they only did it on 5 HP through the whole thing. I don't know if I could do that. You have to be such a perfectionist. That's ridiculous.
Oh, are you asking like if I knew that the 4 pieces would make another mask?
I made the connection the second I got one. I'm like, that's looks what I just did. Like a Zelda.
Yeah, I was like, this is just
technically
like
until you get one, you're not confirmed. You know what I mean?
I was just like, this is a heart container.
So,
like, this is...
Yes, it's a heart container.
Okay, so
all right. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Technically, I didn't know, quote unquote, but I knew.
Okay, cool.
I've been known.
Yeah,
I've been new.
It took me a while to get my first one.
Yeah, it's taken me a bit too.
It definitely took me a while, but it's crazy that it took he never got one and like finished the game with like 5. I'm like,
insane.
Wow, that's a lot of tough to go through because there is some difficult shit.
Well, that was like with Tunic. I beat the West Garden boss without a shield.
Oh right, you said
I didn't find that shield until like I don't think I beat one of the bosses with the. I think I had the shield before I finally like took on the other 3 bosses. But yeah, I walked in, saw that shield, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god! It's just been sitting here this whole goddamn time." Fuck.
Well, like you've got the hunter's journal, right?
I do. Yeah. You said you didn't find that till late.
So like, yeah, I probably didn't find that until like 15, 20 hours into the game. Yeah, it wasn't until I had gotten some movement upgrades that allowed me to get to new places, that I decided at one point in time to go back to Green Path and check some shit out, and then I found I just never went down that path to find the Hunter's Journal. And I was like, wow, could have had that for a lot fucking longer.
I saw all of the teeth and I was like, guys, I don't want to go in here, but unfortunately I was streaming to a bunch of weirdos into Vor and they were like, you gotta go in there. So they bullied me into going in there, and I got a journal out of it. But yeah,
very fun game.
Very fun game. The Lost Prophets singer died. We gotta wrap this up, man. We gotta.
I was
wrap
looking
this
at the
up.
time, and I was like, you know
Yep.
what? We were gonna mention it, and then we never got to it. I was like, wow, we're never gonna actually talk about it. Yeah, so that
can talk
rooftop
about it.
song that I really like,
Standing on the rooftop. Yeah.
was by the band Lost Prophets, and the front man was a convicted, awful PDF file. With
in jail, like arrested.
there.
That's
So
just,
he got 35 years in prison.
yeah.
He's been in there for a while. I guess I found out from some sort of TikTok or some other video a couple of years ago. He had been, I think he had been stabbed
Good.
in a hostage situation in the prison.
Less good,
but
still.
obviously he didn't die or anything. In the hostage situation, that was a couple of years ago. But yeah, a handful of days ago, in the morning, a couple inmates got up and found him in a cell, and well, he's not a problem to anybody no more.
Yeah, got some prison justice. That's the thing. It's like,
which is
everyone in prison. Not most of the people in prison have committed a crime. Like,
right.
You know, it's a bunch of people who have done illegal things. If you go in there having harmed a child, you are not going to have a good time.
Usually that's the rule in prison, is if you've ever done any, especially if it's a sexual assault in nature.
Yeah. You're not going to have a good time in there.
Your days are numbered usually. The fact that he made it this many years, I wonder what really triggered it. I know the two people, I just saw that two people were like officially charged, read their names and stuff into the docket, and they'll be seeing, I think it's tomorrow, they actually get to see a magistrate to have a hearing on like what's going to happen. Assume it's going to be like pleading or not, but I agree. Charlie Moist Critical put out a video. 35 years means the guy would have been, I think, in his late 60s, or like 70s. He wouldn't have been like. There's a very real chance he could have survived the sentence and got out.
Yeah,
and I obviously you can't know for a fact he's going to go out and do it again, but based off of the evidence I heard and the things that he did, plus spending that time sentence, I feel like he's the like that kind of person, unless something drastically changes in those 35 years when you're in a ruthless prison, is why wouldn't you go out and just do it again? I'm more afraid of recidivation and him redoing the same crimes. And now that's gone and not a problem. And my biggest question out of all this, because I think we played it on Clone Hero on one of our collab streams, and you then told me about that, and I was like very aware of what the lead man had done, and he was in prison for it. Am I allowed to actually listen to that song now? Because it's not separation. I don't have to separate from artists anymore. He's not exactly around anymore. What's the rule on that? Because he's not making any money off of it.
No. And my personal thing is, I'm going to continue to not listen to the song. There is a band that did a cover of it, and I feel like that's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's still his voice on the recording, and just knowing what he did, I can't make that separation whether or not he's dead. I'm not going to judge people who do listen to the song. I just, I don't want to listen to it. I still can't make that disconnection from what he did in my head. That's like, once I heard about there was somebody on Glee who got arrested for roughly the same charges. I stopped watching Glee because as soon as I saw him on the screen, it was just like, I only see the crimes that he committed,
Fair enough.
So,
fair enough. Actually, speaking about music, to very quickly tighten this off, plus let's piss off the Swifties.
Oh God! Is it the voice memo thing? Have you
seen the what?
The voice memo thing? Memo?
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
You can mention that if you want, but obviously, the album is I think it's kind of cringe in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna listen to all of it anyways. But
did you see Too Close to the Sun? Is an actual phrase in the song.
Did you see the necklace that she attached to her merch?
See, yeah. I'm
sorry. It's just a little too close to home, man.
I don't know. This is obviously, I'm not the group that can make an opinion on this. So take my opinion on it for a grain of salt. I I really and truly just see lightning bolts in this scenario. I don't think it looks, because, you know, I don't know. Because I've seen multiple people make videos about it, and I do understand where people are coming from. I just personally don't see it. I'm also not the person that, you know, would be targeted by this thing, because people are comparing it to the SS symbol is what's happening with the lightning bolts. I just think I feel like this might be it just feels like reaching to me, but again, I'm not. Yeah. But
well,
what's your
here's
take
the
on
thing. It's more about building a picture, right?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, he starts dating Travis Kelce. Now, this is the Taylor Swift that was like kind of like really against Trump back during the elections. Or there's like that viral video where they were telling her like, "Hey, don't ostracize your fans. Don't make any political statements or anything like that." She's like, "No, fuck that. I'm gonna say my truth," you know?
Yeah.
And then she starts dating Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's obviously, I hate to say this for all of you who don't know, is he's not a good person, because he's friends with and still supports the punter or kicker on his team, Harrison Butker, who's a piece of shit. He's a very gross individual. He's the one that did the college speech where he said, "Hey, this is a really good."
Oh my God, that
you know,
was him.
This
Holy
is a
shit,
really
dude.
good. Yeah, that's the guy that's like, "Hey, this is a really great thing that's happened in your lives, but it's nothing compared to you being having babies and being a wife
Being a house
to all the women and the graduates." He's like, "Yeah, you all just got your master's degrees, but guess what? You're gonna so not care about that when you're a wife
You're
and
gonna
have
be a
children."
stay-at-home wife with your kids. Yeah.
So Butker is a very polarizing individual, and obviously, I'm very much so. You are what you keep. So that kind of, Kelsey's always been a very firm supporter of it.
Yep.
And of him. So that makes me wonder where his values really lie. And then to see Taylor Swift start dating him, and it feels like to me she's been less outspoken about shit lately. Then this album comes out, which between the songs Opalite and I Hate It Here, there's been Opalite's the big one, that there's been supposedly a bunch of backlash from the black community stating there's a bunch of microaggressions in it.
That I've heard.
And then you mix it with, so you've got, what kind of, if Harrison Butker is just kind of like very like right-winged, very this, and then you got, Travis Kelce involved with that kind of people. That's the people he keeps in his life. And now Taylor Swift's dating him. And now this necklace with a song that also has microaggression. Now you're like, wait, is this like, obviously it could be very coincidental. Maybe it's not at all anything.
I do understand, like, there is a lot of it stacking up, which is why, like, I'm like, I personally don't see it. I do understand people that do, though. I understand why people are making that connection. But yeah.
I personally have this fear of, like, she's so rich that she doesn't care what people think of her. And I could see her becoming MAGA queen in a second. It would be the easiest thing in the world.
Oh,
and it would never matter to her either.
No, that's the crazy thing. People would still keep buying her merch and supporting her.
Yep. The Swifties will never turn their backs on her, so she's not going to lose her main fan base anyways. Talking about fan bases. Is that what you're going with?
No, I was going to... Well, yes, technically, because Swift, T-Swizzle herself released a voice memo thing. Memo? I don't know. I always say memo.
Memo?
Yeah. She released a thing where, like, it's a bunch of, like, voice recordings of them rehearsing and figuring out the songs. And I, as a composer, think that is the coolest shit ever, right? Like, wow. Tunic, Lifeformed, they released an album that was Tunic piano sketches, and it's a bunch of early renditions of, like, Lifeformed just, like, dinking around on the piano, figuring out how the songs are going to sound before they go into the actual album. That's why a bunch of the unreleased music from Echoes of the Eye is so cool to me, because it's like, these are early versions of songs that didn't end up in the game, but you can hear the motivations of them. There's one, I think it's like Sound of Water, and then there's a version that made it into the game, and it's super cool to hear that, like, how it sounded versus how it actually sounds. And I think that piano sketches, and I posted one on Blue Sky of a piano sketch, and then the full arrangement I did later, I think that piano sketches and voice memos and that sort of thing is really good to hear as a composer, because we only hear the end result. We only hear everything after it's gone through, it's gone through the pitch correction. It's gone through, it's gone through all the bells and whistles to make it sound perfect and sound as good as it can. So it's really nice to hear this raw authenticity of musicians figuring out what they want to do and when. And, there's last example, and then I'll get into it. There's a really old example of the Halo soundtrack, the da-da-da-da, bum-bum-bum-bum, and then you hear the guitarist just start shredding on it, and they're figuring that out together, and it's a super old recording, and it's super cool to hear. However, she's charging for these memos.
Oh, that's gross.
She's charging so that you can listen to them. And obviously,
you gotta fuel that private jet somehow.
Yeah, man. And obviously, like, they're not good because they're unreleased memos and I do see people on TikTok judging these as if they're released songs, which they're not. Things are going to be out of pitch, things are going to be out of time, things are going to be wrong, quote unquote. You can't sit there and judge it as if it's like a perfected song. All rehearsals and all of your favorite artists are going to sound like that. However, to charge for it, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. That's the part that rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. She charges for everything, man. She's like, I'm going to release the same album for the 4th time with slight variations on this one song, and you guys are going to buy it again like the good sheeple you are. And also, I bought this red hat. It doesn't say anything on it, but I bought this red hat, and I'm going to wear it at my next Eras tour, or whatever she'll call it. Anyway, we got to wrap up the episode.
It could be. So there's the thing where it could be arguably, and this could be something that has nothing to do with her. Who knows? Nobody, unless she specifically says it, I assume she has no freaking input on what merch comes out. You know what I mean? That necklace, maybe nothing. Her designers and people just put it out,
Yeah,
because that's the kind of like business she's in. She's probably hands off on a lot of the stuff, on the top of like some other things. So like maybe it's a little bit of a whistle, or maybe people want to see in it what they want to see in it. So maybe it does get some sales to some alt-right people,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Well, I have the Patreon pulled up. And
Speaking
Mr.
of...
Solace, we have a new Patreon member. Ooh,
Right.
Anyway, it is the end of the episode. I have the Patreon pulled up. Thank you so much to Scarlett Jane Fox. Thank you to Natalie Nightshade. Thank you to Pizza Parker, Key, Webster, Alistair the Hyena, Penstamon, Thawcade, Quaddle, Bogey Bravo, Blue Pack Wolf, Argo, Mighty Half Man, Ambirion, Zombie Brains, Loriafia, Landon Yane, Sycamore, Heartless Hero, Pip the Badger, Rays, Theo Firefox, Corlinar, Kai, Quint, Carnelian Fox, and Steam Pony, and Ankara. Thank you so much for being Patreons. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And
if you're wondering where the fanfare music is during the Patreon read, if Ruby's not here, I don't have Nitro, which means I don't have access to the same soundboard that they do.
I have Nitro, but I can't do the soundboard thing because I have Nitro Basic.
Yeah, I don't have the thing.
You need like better Nitro in order to do that thing.
Yeah, it's all locked.
But
so
now I can send you guys Maple in the chat.
Maple.
Because that's one of my emotes on my channel. Anyway, we're rambling again. We're already an hour and 25 in. Part of it got cut, but go check out Patreon if you want to see the part that got cut. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Sexual men, they're kind of.
You dumb. Make that joke. Whoa. I'm leaving that in.
But no, wait. Cut it.